Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om 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 Gam Ganapataye Namaha.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Pillai Center Practice, PowerTime Practice here on Saturday, July 31st, 2021. My name is Sutrita. For those of you who don't know me, wishing you all a very warm welcome. It is a really fabulous time to come together after Guru Purnima. The full moon of the Guru was a couple of weeks ago in last week, and we talked about integrating all the blessings, all the energy, all the spiritual transmissions coming from the cosmos, and all the blessings coming from gurus that are no longer in the physical form and are able to come into the earth plane with their blessings and then also their empowerments, initiations. And so it was quite an incredible time that we had. And then integrating that energy, that intelligence, those spiritual blessings, the miracle consciousness is what it's all about in the subsequent weeks. So we're well into the second week of this integration. And so you can share what your experiences have been. And it can be that if you haven't watched the recording or you didn't attend live last week, it can be that you feel a little bit off, if not a lot. And so we're here to support everyone, help them to understand it's part and parcel of being on this fabulous and fun-filled adventure with Dr. Pillai. So as we're evolving, as our soul is waking up, as the light, as the intelligence is awakening our body, our mind, our soul to new levels of experiences, the speed of which that energy is experienced can be a little bit offsetting, daunting, can be demotivating, can feel so exhausted, can also feel frustrated or maybe even spaced out that you don't even want to be in your life. You can be totally blissed out because there's so much spiritual energy, and why bother with mundane things? So please take a look at that recording from last week. And there were some practical tips for you to get grounded and feel inspired and feel motivated to bring all that spiritual energy into your everyday life. So please go ahead and do that when you do have time in the coming week. So what I wanted to do today is to share about integrating Guru's grace, all those blessings coming from the masters at this point in time, and every year it happens. So this month starts off a tremendous amount of spiritual energies that are getting pumped into the earth to protect it, to also wake us up as a global community. And as we are coming into the golden age, to prepare everyone to jump on a spiritual path and get the teachings from the masters. And if you're here with Dr. Pillai, we all know that it is super fast and super easy to be with the teachings and then integrate the mantras, the meditations, the rituals, in your everyday life, there are no hard or fast rules. So even if you miss out a couple of days, you just get back into it and then you'll catch up very quickly. So that's what Dr. Pillai shares. It's about commitment, and it's not about getting an A plus or any kind of grading. And you don't have to feel bad if you missed out. You just come back and then you find out what's going on now. So here at PowerTime Practice, we're so happy to be able to keep people on track and just let them know what lies ahead. So what's coming up is a very powerful time to honor the ancestors. So the month of Adi, A-A-D-I or A-A-D-H-I, depending on where you are in the world, you can spell it those different ways and perhaps more. However, what it means is it's a time for the sun and the moon to come together. And the sun represents our soul and the moon represents our mind. So when the mother and the father, the sun and the moon come together, we can experience this soul and mind spiritualization. So the soul needs to be spiritualized by the sun's energy, and then the mind needs to be spiritualized by the moon's energy. So the sun represents our father, our paternal side of the family, and the moon represents the mother or the maternal side of the family. So our ancestors are saying, hey, you're on a spiritual path, but you got to get our blessings. And Dr. Pillai has shared how important it is. You can do mantras, you can do meditations, you can be charitable, you can do rituals or participate in different spiritual ceremonies or go on pilgrimages. You can be the best person in the whole wide world. If you don't honor your ancestors and continue to, even for the rest of your life, then your ancestors cannot move into higher realms. They can be in high realms, but they can't go any further. And then you feel stuck. You think, why am I on this spiritual path? And why am I feel like I'm going 10 steps ahead and then 20 steps behind? It's because we don't have the blessings of our ancestors, not because they want to punish us or because they're suffering. It's because they're just stuck. They need us to help them out. So there's a really great time. It's when the sun and the moon come together. It's a new moon, Adi Amavasya. It's going to be on the 8th of August, and that is coming up. So what you can do is you can offer Tarpanam, and Tarpanam is a special offering to your ancestors where you take a shower first thing in the morning as the sun is rising, or anytime after that, and up until the sun sets. So whatever, if there's the sun has risen, and then anytime up until the sunset in your place around the world. So whatever your sunrise time is and your sunset time is, that's when you can do this really simple ritual that Dr. Pillai has shared with everybody over the years. And there's so many YouTubes about it. Check it out on Pillai Center Practice or Pillai Center YouTube. And then I'll also show you what that's all about. So we've got this Tarpanam here that is something that the ancestors love. So this is the spiritual food that the ancestors love. And you can see it here. It has some white rice powder and those black specks are black sesame seeds. So that's the minimum. Actually, the minimum is just the black sesame seeds. And what happens is the ancestors come and they take it. And when you put a little bit on your right hand, so this is my right hand, you just pop a little bit on, like not even the size of a coin. And then so that's about how much it is. And you're facing the south. This is the direction of the ancestors according to the Indian tradition. So there's various traditions from all around the world, and you're welcome to try it out and do it as per your tradition. But this is something that you can do to help the ancestors to evolve to greater heights, and then they can bless you. And you can have a breakthrough both spiritually and in your material pursuits. So you can take this, and then you just face the south, and then you can take a coin and you put it on top of that little bit of the Tarpanam, this spiritual food that the ancestors love. So that can be a minimum of black sesame seeds. And in this case, I have a little bit of white rice powder. It can also be white rice grains or it doesn't necessarily have to be white rice grains. It can be any grains. It can be cooked or uncooked, depends on you. So it's easy to do it with the powder, because then if you're at a sink, you won't be putting rice grains down the sink and then growing rice in your drain. So, and this is such a small amount that it will be able to be washed away. So you just take it and then you ask that the ancestors receive your prayers to them to come and take this offering. So you've got the coin on there and you're saying, hey, here's what I can do, is give you this offering with my heart, my mind, my body, my soul, and I forgive you for whatever mistakes you have made, and then also please forgive me and all the descendants here on the earth plane as part of our gene pool. And then you can just wholeheartedly ask for their blessings and help, and ask for help in your everyday life. Or if you have something that you want to have a breakthrough in, you can ask them to help you to do that. And then you can simply run this whole mixture underneath the tap, the sink, and then you can take the coin, and then you just keep it for later on. So it's a very simple technique, but very profound, and you can do it several times. You can. People say, "Oh, you can say your grandmother's name or grandfather's name." Anyone who has passed away. So if they're still alive, you wouldn't be doing this for them. So that's why, in general, you can say this is for the ancestors on my mother's side of the family, the ancestors on my father's side of the family, and or maternal, paternal. And then you can just, in general, you don't have to remember, oh, it was Tom and Mary and Jane and John and whatever those names were. You don't have to remember that. And then they won't be coming to you to hang out, because the spirits are hanging out in realms and they're trying to ping us to help them to move into higher realms where they'll be freer, and then they can bless you. So sometimes they get stuck, and we all know where our ancestors are stuck, because we don't have to go too far. We just look at our own lives. And why is that? That we struggle in family relationships, in finances, in our health. Maybe we inherit cancer or diabetes or rheumatoid arthritis or any type of arthritis, or any kind of illness with, skin disease, something. Or we inherit really bad finances, or bickering and fighting in relationships, addictions, alcohol, sex, drugs, rock and roll addictions. And that really harms. So how do we inherit that? We didn't sign up for that. Well, we share their genes. So we share a bit of our mother's side of the family, our father's side of the family, and then look at our physical features. Whose nose is on your face? It could be your great-grandfather's nose on your face. So you know that we're expressing physically what the ancestors are, or who they were, by just looking at the different parts of us. And then also our behaviors, our characteristics, are those things that are happening in our lives. And we thought, no way, we're going to avoid it. And yet it happens. So there can be curses. There can be things that you're just like, oh my God, how is that happening? Black magic, people get cursing. Maybe even the ancestors are cursing the genes, the lineage, to struggle like they did. And so what happens is then you suffer because you're sharing their genes. And then when you do the Tarpanam or participate in the year-long Tarpanam programs that are offered through Apply Center Ashravet, you start to see all that stuff getting cleaned up. And I can just share with you, over many of the years that I've been participating in the year-long program, and I will continue to do it, is some really stubborn karmas have been wiped out, such that the generation after me, and then the kids, then the grandkids, even great grandkids, are not experiencing the harms and the hurdles that we did. So because of our ancestors, because of those who have gone before us. So if you want to get try that out, just participate in it, and you will find out, whoa, this is amazing. And if you want to just start it off, Adi Amavasya is a great time of the year. It's one of the most powerful new moons of the year to get the blessings. So Guru's grace is always guiding us to do the thing that we need to do next, because we can be just scrambling. We don't know which way to go next. So these are the path that the gurus or the master has shown to us is what we need to do next, and it's so super easy. So check it out. Go on to Ashravet or go on to Apply Center and check out Adi Amavasya. Reading about it will ping you. And then also check out Apply Center Practice YouTubes or Apply Center YouTubes and listen to Dr. Ply talk about the soul genetics. Actually, in Apply Center Academy, there is a soul genetics course, and you will be initiated by Dr. Pillai into very powerful meditations and mantras and spiritual teachings. He'll give you tools that you can talk to your ancestors. It's very, very cool. So if you've ever wondered, how do I communicate with my ancestors on the other side without having like nightmares, or, some people are spooked by it. Some people feel disturbed all the time, or some people feel very sad. And especially if there has been suicide or depression in your lineage, your genes will cry inside of you, and you'll be like, I'm happy. What is going on? Or it can be that you are experiencing tremendous leaps in perhaps, for example, your business or your job, but then you hit a ceiling. You can't break through. You don't get promoted. All of a sudden, you are knocked down to a lesser role, and you get demoted, or you lose your job, or you lose your business, or there's harmony in the family, and then all of a sudden just terrible, terrible things are happening. A big fight goes on, and then nobody's talking to one another for years. Or addictions, big time ancestral problem. So we all know the harm that addictions cause the family. And if you are experiencing it and you haven't been able to shake it, you have been going to counseling or therapy, and you need to be free of it, this is something that will free you up. So check it out. Adi Amavasya coming up, the new moon, where it's one of the powerful full moon or new moons of the year. There's only about 4 of them. And so this is a time period, we're in a very spiritual couple of months coming up. There's a lot of spiritual energy. So you'll see a lot of ceremonies or rituals or services or programs that are offered through Pillai Center in the coming months that are going to be helping you to increase your knowledge, your wisdom, your intelligence, get more clarity, to help yourself come out of your harms and hurdles. God helps those who help themselves, but you've got to go to God. We're so stuck in our logical, rational, human way of thinking, and we will just get stuck in our negativity. So as Dr. Pillai has shared, we just can turn to the divine. And it's not about changing your belief system or your culture, your tradition. It's just awakening to these celestial events that have gone on forever and ever and ever. As it has the earth plane, it's been created and destroyed so many times. And that's what happens in an evolutionary way of living. So the gods, the goddesses, divine is always evolving, and so is the earth plane and all the planets. We're all going around the sun in our own little orbits. And so the sun is that intelligence, the wisdom, the growth, the leadership of the whole universe, our little galaxy, and then universes have their suns and different planets going around them as well. So it seems that there is an interplay of consciousness that is telling us, hey, pay attention to what has always gone on. And doesn't matter how your technology has moved along, whether you think you know everything, there is a higher intelligence always. And it kind of makes sense. Otherwise, we would just be flatline, plateau. So the Vedic tradition always has shared that this is a forever and ever. It's eternal knowledge. So try it out. Check out Adi Amavasya or the year-long Tarpanam program. Jump in there and watch your whole life and your family's life shift like you can't imagine. So I had an experience from last week. I was sharing it with everybody in the past few calls. I'm in different programs, and I was very excited to be reconnected with my family and my father, especially. My mother's passed away, but my father, he's going to be 90 pretty soon, and he has to have heart surgery. So he reached out after 45 years to come together with the kids. So there's 6 siblings, including myself, 6 kids, and my sister and I and a brother have come together and shared some time with my father. And my father just recently spent about 3 days with me, and that I never, ever, 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 ever in this lifetime thought it would be possible. And I also got to share with him. He was a chiropractor. He went to the same Canadian Memorial Chiropractic College as I did. And, only in the year I was born, he graduated. And he didn't know that I had gone to the same school and went through the same program. So when I took him there to walk down memory lane, and he was so emotional, and he said, I'm looking at my class, the picture on the wall of all the classes that had graduated. And he was looking, and I was filming him on my iPhone. And he was just standing there looking in front of this picture of his friends, his classmates, and only one and my father, were alive. So all the rest had passed away. And he was so emotional. He kept pointing to his classmates and saying, this is, where I spent a lot of time, blood, sweat, and tears. And it was a very big hardship. And he had 2 kids at the time. I have an older brother. So it was tremendous challenges. My mother was schizophrenic. So that was a whole other layer on top of that. And that they had separated. Of course, it was very tumultuous, and the whole family had been blown apart. And so we were walking away, and he just, I said, hey, Dad, come on over here and look at this. And he looked at the graduating class, and I had graduated in 2000. And I said, who's that there? And he looked and he said, oh my God, he was just melting. He was so thrilled. He was so proud. And, it was so fun because to me, I've moved on. It's 21 years ago or 22 years ago. And it's something that I didn't really get to celebrate with him. And then I got on a spiritual path with Dr. Pillai, and he, it was a completely different path. And yet that was unfinished business because I saw how it had impacted him and our relationship. And it brought it to a whole new level, I guess, of experiencing it. But it just gave him so much joy. And we went to the bookstore and we ordered, a t-shirt and a doctor's bag for him and everything. So it was fun to be able to participate in that. And once again, never before that moment did I expect to have a heart-to-heart with my father and to experience the pride that he had in myself and in his kids. After all these years of separation and so much anxiety and angst and trauma from day one. So why I'm sharing that with you is it is possible. And the Tarpanam, I can say for sure that the year-long Tarpanam, after I think I've been participating for about 15 years or maybe even more. The year-long programs have not been going on for 15 years, but I've been doing Tarpanam for that long. And the year-long programs that are offered through Pillai Center or Ashraved, it will clean up everything. So just keep doing it because it's so super easy too, because you can do it with a monthly payment. And I just look at it at the cost of the payment is like a bag of groceries. So for a bag of groceries a month, tremendous challenges have been wiped away. And these magical moments before he's going to go into surgery, I don't know if he will make it through. God, I hope so. However, this was an opportunity that never ever did I think was going to happen. And he spent 3 days with me here, and we had so much fun. And I was able to cook for him and able to take him around to different places. And he's from a different city, so he slept very well. And he said, "You really keep a good house." And he says, "There's a lot of healing energy in here." I was able to give him treatments and so on. So again, it's something that maybe other people might think, "Oh, this is impossible. I cannot connect with my parents." Maybe even your parents are passed away, or you can't connect with siblings or any relatives in a meaningful or loving way. Don't lose hope and don't lose faith. It will happen. So try it out. And we even have a picture of my brother and his son and his granddaughter. So my brother's granddaughter, so that's my father's great granddaughter. So that's kind of cool that they got the photograph of the 4 generations. So celebrating the life where there was no way that you even would think it was possible. So Arya Amavasya can start it off for you. Try it out. And then if you can't participate because of financial constraints, then start to do the Tarpanam, offer it every day. And you will start to feel this breakthrough in your life. So again, if you are doing spiritual practices with Guru's grace, it can take you to high heights, but it also can take you to the lowest of lows, and you go into those dark nights of the soul, so to speak, and you're just kind of groping. You don't know where you are, and you're confused. So doing the Tarpanam will really, really help you as well to come out of that confusion, because as Dr. Pillai shares, your genes think. So just think what your genes are made of. It's DNA. And what's DNA made of? It's a bunch of light frequencies. So the mantras will really help you to figure out or to experience some shift in your consciousness, because mantra, tra comes from the word to protect, and man comes from the word mind. So the mantra is the sound or the vibration, the light frequency that will energize your brain to wipe out anything that isn't serving you, and especially the light frequencies in your body. When you do a mantra, which you might feel when we do our meditation today and our mantra practice today, you might feel like a vibration, a kind of a rocking feeling, or an expansive sensation, or a lights can be coming in, or maybe you see one of the spiritual beings. There's Ganesha's birthday is coming up, and Pillai Center is going to be doing a daily chanting practice at 9:30 p.m. every night, Eastern Daylight Savings Time. So that's 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. And then I'm not sure what it is, UTC or IST. But if you go on to Pillai Center, then you'll see a banner that is there at the top, and it will take you to a page where there's community events, and there will be webinars that Dr. Pillai is going to be putting out, live webinars, free, and he's going to be talking about Ganesha's birthday. So Ganesha is an elephant-headed being. He has a pot belly, and he rides a mouse, and I've got an image of him right here. So this is Ganesha. This is one form. There's many images of Ganesha, but this is one that Dr. Pillai is blessed, and he has asked me to really honor this Ganesha. And it's like he's turned to gold. He used to be this dark color, and because I'm bathing him so much with milk and juice and water called Abhishekam, or a sacred bath, and then he's turning this color, and his energy is really lovely. So what does he do? Well, he's the guardian of the Muladhara chakra. So that's the psycho-spiritual center or energy center at the base of the spine, the root of who we are. So he helps to root out any negative congested energy that is blocking us from experiencing success. So we call on him to remove the obstacles so we will experience success. And once a year, like we have once a year, we have a birthday, and his energy gets birthed into us. So when we're in alignment with his energy on his birthday, he gives us tremendous blessings. And one of the things we can do is to participate in the services that are offered through Apply Center or Asheved. And then there's these really special and unique ways of busting your karma. So there's surrogate technology that's done on our behalf that is part of the tradition in Tamil Nadu and in other places as well. And it is something that I've been doing for many, many years. And I giggle because when it gets done for me, it's like all this wonderful energy gets released inside of me, even though it's being done for me proxy all those thousands of miles away in India from me here in Canada. So the spiritual path is boundless. It doesn't have physical limitations, although we might think, oh, geez, I should jump on a plane and go there. Even if we went there, we wouldn't be able to go and do all the events all at once, participate in the ceremonies, because some of them are hundreds, even thousands of miles away. It's all set up so that the Vedic specialists, the priests, are doing it on our behalf, and all they need is our name and our birth star. So our birth star is kind of like the energy that we are experiencing. Mine is Bharani Nakshatra, birth star. And today is Bharani Star Day here in Toronto, Canada. And it is a great time also because it is ruled by the god of death, Yama. And here we were honoring the ancestors. So there is a secretive knowledge about getting the blessings, why we can't evolve in our material life, our finances, or the comforts that we want, home, car, job, relationship, all the things that are in this physical realm. And also, if we can't evolve spiritually as well, then we have to get the blessings from our ancestors. So those who have passed away, and the god of death, Yama, is that being who says, you have to pray to the ancestors, get them out of the purgatory states, if you will, where they're stuck and they can't evolve to higher states. So it's great that we're speaking about it. And I didn't really even realize it until I saw, oh, it's Bharani star. Okay. It's also the star that's associated with the planet Venus and the goddess Lakshmi. And one of the things that's happening is Adi, in the month of Adi, it's a powerful time to connect with the goddess. So the energy of the goddess is to create, and then Ganesha's birthday coming up is going to release all that Kundalini energy, the goddess energy inside of us. And that's what illuminates our whole being. So we wonder what our soul is. Where is it? It's in the third eye, as Dr. Pillai shares, but that's kind of like the gateway that is in the higher. So we go from the root down below in the tailbone area. The energy gets released up into the third eye, and it pops open. It pops open this gateway for the divine energy to come in. It's like there's a chalice. And so this energy is, it's exploded outside of us, or inside of us to the outside. And then the divine events that are going on. So Ganesha's birthday, it's kind of like we're grabbing on to that intelligence and pulling it back inside of us. And then we're doing a little dance, the human and the divine coming together. So Ganesha once a year has a birthday, just like you do, and you and I do. And then we can remember why what we did to come into this earth plane, into this lifetime. What have we done to this point, or from that point onward up until this point, and what are we going to do from this point onward? So every year you say to yourself, okay, how is this reflecting from when the situation I was born into? as I mentioned, I was born into a very tumultuous, very challenging, super crazy, literally, a crazy time, and was given away and all kinds of crazy things. And I was thinking, if I didn't go through that, would I have gotten on a spiritual path? And probably not, because when things are too comfy and too cozy, why change? So being on a spiritual path, nothing stays the same. So if you're on a spiritual path and you feel like, oh man, I thought I was progressing, and all of a sudden I feel like I'm, knocked back on my butt, well, you just get back up, because that's what the spiritual world is all about, is keep shaking you up, keep making you to evolve and look for more efficient, more better ways of expressing your soul's journey, because that's your spiritual journey. It's not about the physical. The physical is so limited, but we want to evolve as much as we can while we're here in this physical plane, such that when we cross over, when we're no more, our bodies dies. It can't take it anymore in this physical form. But then what happens is our soul keeps going. So we want to be able to honor the ancestors such that before we die, such that when when we do cross over, then they're there. They're saying, "Hey, you helped us, and then we'll help you along." And everything you do in this lifetime, put some little spiritual touch to it, and keep yourself engaged. So these community chanting calls will keep you engaged for about 30 days. We have about 4 or 5 teachers here at Pillai Center who are going to be alternating, including myself. And we're going to take you through a practice that Dr. Pillai has asked us to do. So you don't have to think, okay, what do I do to prepare for Ganesha's birthday? What do I do to participate in that ceremony? We'll talk to you all about it, just as we have in the prior challenges since last year, I think it was. We started out with coronavirus Nashimashi, and we just finished with the Guru's Grace. I think that was 21 days or 22 days. So this one's going to be 30 days. So again, we're pushing the envelope a little bit more and asking for everyone to participate, and then you can experience this Ganesha energy, especially if you don't know and you're new to the teachings, or if you think you know. Then you have to even throw that away, because spiritual knowledge isn't something you can hang on to and say, well, I have a degree in this or I have a diploma in this. Because as we all know, and I know for myself, my diplomas, my degrees, I don't know, it's in a box somewhere. It just doesn't matter anymore. And literally, so matter is, it's not in there. It's not something that I'm paying attention to. So what matters now is being on a spiritual path, helping everyone evolve, bringing healing energy into the planet. Not that I'm healing them. It's being open and available to do no harm. And then helping people through this year of COVID has been such a blessing and so super easy. So these 30 days, the teachers are showing up. We're going to just open the door, invite everyone in to experience Ganesha. And then when we experience Ganesha, his energy, his intelligence, which is inside of us, then we go, oh, wow. We have those aha moments. And then we start to see in our life, might even start to see elephants like elephant cups or mugs, or kids walking with their elephants on their lunchbox, or you even get a lunchbox or lunch kit with an elephant, or an elephant pin or t-shirt. You start to see this Ganesha. You start to notice him more, maybe on a license plate, or you decide to go to the zoo if things are opened up in your area and you see an elephant, and you look into the eye of an elephant, or the eyes of an elephant. They're at the side, so you kind of have to just see one at a time. And I've been up close and personal with elephants over the years, especially in India, and you just get absorbed into a different world. That elephant just looks at you, and you look into it, and you disappear. And that's what they say, that they have so much wisdom. So what is wisdom? It's being in the presence of. So when we are calling on Ganesha and we're experiencing it inside of us, there's no doubt. No one can negate what that experience is. And then you see what happens in your life. So Isha is the highest form of divine intelligence, and Gana is the realm of these beings who are super, super intelligent. So our intelligence is limited, and we all ask the question: who, what, where, when, why. Who can I call on? What am I going to do? Where am I going to go? How's it going to happen? So we always negate with those WH questions. And that with Ganesha's energy, you can even ask those questions and instantaneously it will be answered, and you'll just turn and there's the thing that you're going to do. And you thought you're going to do that thing over there, or you're going to have to wait. I thought I'd have to wait for many, many lifetimes until the experience with my family was resolved. No, it's already done. All good now. All good to go. Who can pay for that? I can't even imagine. It's priceless. So, so this is what Ganesha will do, and the special ceremonies, all the different events and ways to participate will be. You'll be guided to go and read about it or learn about it, and then Dr. Pillai will also be reinforcing you, guiding you along. Maybe he'll even give you a technique or a meditation or a mantra. And then that will help to unlock the secrets of Ganesha. Because if it gets all unlocked all at once, you can feel really out of sorts. So we have to build on that consciousness and get ready for the party, just like you would get ready for your own birthday. You kind of build up. And then if there's a big party going on, you got to, get your hair done, you got to get a new outfit, and you got to, get the event place and plan the food and invite the people. So there's a lot of activity, a lot of preparation, a lot of things, excitement, a lot of plans that need to be put into place, and a lot of coordination. So that's when you're celebrating a birthday here on the earth plane, but when you're celebrating it in the cosmos and you're trying to align with that, you need to have a lot of focus. So the practice of coming together is what you're really going to experience. And then by the time his birthday comes, you will have birthed that consciousness inside of you, such that you go if you do participate in those services, then you will really experience the shift in your life. If you can't afford it, you have experienced some shift, and then you maybe all of a sudden money comes, and that's Ganesha's blessing as well. And we all have experienced that, where we just thought, no way, I can't afford it, I can't participate. And then you do your practice every day, you surrender it to the divine, you enjoy, you love chanting the mantras or doing the meditations, whatever Dr. Pillai has given us to practice. So these are the secretive tools that unlock your consciousness so that you will align with this divine intelligence that's coming in. And it's coming in so super fast, it doesn't have anything to block it. It doesn't have the who, what, where, when, why. So we can be bombarded by it, but we can't soak it up because we don't know how to do that full on. So we don't want to be like this light or this intelligence is coming in like a burning bush. So we don't want to go blind. And we also don't want to burn like a barbecue. So we have the blessings of coming together, and Dr. Pillai's, his energy, his guidance will be there. That's why we get a spiritual master, because he doesn't work at the level of our mind. He wants to crush that, actually, and our ego and everything else that is so negating. It edges God out. It makes it to be on the sidelines of our life. Versus when we get on a path with the spiritual master, he will put us into alignment, whether we can do it or not, or whether we can commit or not to it. He will align us with that energy, and then we will be showing up when we need to show up and do what we need to do. So we're in the right place at the right time, thinking, saying, and doing the right thing. So, with that, we are going to be having a little bit of a meditation now. And what I think I'll do is I'm going to move away, and just so that you can be gazing at the altar behind me, and you can be connecting with Dr. Pillai. If your eyes are open, you can do that, or you can close your eyes and go internally, open them again if you'd like to reconnect, or you can keep them closed and just know that he's going to be beaming in darshan, or spiritual transmission, the knowledge that is going to help you to do the right thing next, which again is just to summarize, we've got Ganesha's birthday coming up, and we also have Adi Amavasya coming up. And then this month of Adi is the month for the goddesses. So there are offerings as well through Ashraved and Pillai Center to honor Annapurna, who is the goddess that is one who feeds the world. So we want to feed the world not only food, for sustenance, but also spiritual food. So allow people to wake up to that. It's a need. It's the soul's need to get fed, and to quench the soul's thirst. So those are the spiritual or celestial events that are happening, and we're going to prepare for that. So we'll ask for Guru's grace. We'll ask Ganesha to reveal himself to us, to be with us, so that we can grab onto these 30 days starting next week and go forward with that, getting that consciousness birthed into us, because really it's success. So a lot of us don't have success because we're afraid of it. We don't know. And we might say, well, who's afraid of success? But why isn't it that we haven't been able to be successful in all aspects of our life? So it's not a psychological thing or an intellectual understanding. It is something that spiritually we need that to break through and have the blessings coming from the ancestors, the blessings coming from the gods, the blessings coming from the goddesses, the blessings coming from the gurus, and let's get at it. So I'm going to move to the side, and then the lights will go dim, and you'll be able to be with Dr. Pillai, and I'll be guiding you through a meditation. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be fabulous. All right. So thanks for joining, everyone. You can just settle in, and you should be able to see Dr. Pillai there, and the light will go down. And you can be closing your eyes. Once you decide to connect with him. So just be gazing towards the altar. Maybe your eye might catch the light coming from the different lamps. We have a ghee lamp here. We have a mustard seed lamp there. And then we have a sesame seed lamp there with oil. We have Ganesha. We have Dr. Pillai. And we even have Shirdi. Shirdi's here too. So closing your eyes and putting your attention internally, or you can be gazing. You want to take a few deep breaths. So you can inhale through your nostrils and feel the breath cleansing the nostrils. And then you just breathe out gently through the mouth. So as you're breathing in, you're going to breathe in the spiritual energy. And as you breathe out, you're going to breathe out anything that is no longer serving you. And it doesn't have to be too forced or deep. It can be just natural. And when you put your attention on the breath, then the mind calms down. It allows you to go into different realms. We're going to go to the base of our spine and connect with Ganesha's energy. To help us do that, we're going to imagine a reddish, orangish light pouring down our legs, into our feet, even into the soles of the feet, the bottom of the feet. Interesting that the soles in English, the bottom of the feet is called the soles of the feet, connecting with Mother Earth. And then in an instant, you can send a message from the soles of your feet to the core of the earth. Instantly, you're there. And then imagine the core of the earth, which is like molten lava, purified anything that has gotten sucked out of you. And then the energy comes back up through the soles of the feet. The toes start to tingle, and the ankles start to feel freer. Maybe you even can move them around and crack and pop them to get some motion in there, or let go of some energy that is making you to feel stiff or stuck. Fan out your toes or crack them gently, not forcefully. And then the light, this reddish orangish light, is moving up your shin, the front of your legs, and then the calf muscles in the back of the legs. The reddish orangish light gets into your knees and swirls around in the knees, and even if you bend the knees a little bit, you might crack and pop them. Be careful. Just do it gently. This is Ganesha asking you to pay attention to where he lives. His energy lives here. He gets you unstuck so you can move forward physically, literally, with more grace and ease. And then up the thighs, the front of the legs and the back of the thighs, the hamstrings, quadriceps muscles for those anatomy buffs, and even into the buttocks. And then also into the hips. Feel the reddish orangish light in the hips and in the sacral region, deep into the pelvic region, the tailbone. Move around if you're sitting, and you can feel that tailbone area. And then this reddish orangish light continues to move up and down, shoots in right into the core of the earth, comes back up, bottom of the soles of the feet, all the way up the legs, into the pelvic region and back down again. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. We'll call on the golden Ganesha, who will help you to sort out your prosperity consciousness. Om Haramba Ganapatay Namaha. Om Haramba Ganapatay Namaha. Om Haramba Ganapatay Namaha. Keep feeling the reddish, orangish light moving up and down your legs, swirling around in your pelvic region. Om Haramba Ganapatay Namaha. Om Haramba Ganapatay Namaha. Om Haramba Ganapatay Namaha. Now, Ganesha's energy explodes and moves up the spine, up into the middle of your brain. Om Haramba Ganapataye Namaha. Om Haramba Ganapataye Namaha. Om Haramba Ganapataye Namaha. Now, imagine Dr. Pillai appearing before you, or if you'd like to reconnect with his image here, you can open your eyes gently and gaze towards the statue. Imagine a tremendous amount of energy or light embracing you, surrounding you, moving through you, opening your body, mind, and soul up to divine blessings. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Now, visualize or feel a ray of light shooting up your backbone from the tailbone, up through the brain, up through the top of the skull, out into the space. A ray of light is like an SOS that you're sending out to divine realms where you can get tremendous blessings from the ancestors, from the gods, the goddesses, like a divine Wi-Fi connection, super fast, super speedy. Zing, you're there. will activate the chakras that are pierced with this ray of light inside your subtle body, starting at the base of the spine. Move up to the heart center, middle of the chest. Move up to the throat, clear the throat. Move up to the middle of the brain, the third eye. Float back down to the base of the spine and also the legs and feet. Connect with the earth element. Nam, 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 nam. Move up into the belly, the abdomen, the navel chakra. Fill it with water. Imagine the water cleansing the belly, the creativity center. Ma, 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 ma. Move up to the middle of the chest, right across the chest, the heart center. Also down the arms and hands and fingers. They're getting hot with the heat of the fire element. She, 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 she. Move up to the throat, the mouth, the nostrils. Connect with the air element or prana, the subtle air. Va, 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 va. Now move up to the eyeballs. Keep them steady, still. Connect with the right and left brain. And the earth, or the ether, the space, or the Akash energy in the eyes and brain. Ya, 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 ya. Ya, 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 ya. Now, move into the middle of your brain, the third eye. Imagine Ganesha at the portal or doorway to your higher self, connecting you to all the gods, all the goddesses, all the divine beings, masters who have gone before us. Feel your third eye opening, pulsing, searching for the divine to come with Ganesha's grace and blessings. We're going to say the seed sound, G-U-M, gum. And every time you hear your own voice saying the sound gum, inside the third eye, you're going to feel a radiation out in all directions, like you're sending out a signal. Feel it, and we'll begin. Gum, 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 gum. Now, internalize the sound in the middle of your brain, the third eye. And now receive it. So be still, be silent, receive the sound, vibrations in your third eye. Gum, 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 gum. Gum 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 gum. Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Be still. Commune with or communicate with Ganesha. Ask for whatever it is that you want help with. Feel your third eye pulsing. And the signal is getting stronger in your brain. The whole body is vibrating with Ganesha's energy. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the body, peace to the mind, peace to the soul, peace to the environment, peace to the world. Make a prayer to Dr. Pillai for blessing you to experience Ganesha inside of you, and perhaps knowing that he's removed the obstacles in the different areas of your life so you can experience success. And make a prayer for those who need it the most. And relax. Take your time to come back. We'll pan out. And here we are. So thank you so much for joining, those of you who have to jump off. And we will see you next week when we start our Ganesha chanting, although we'll see you in PowerTime practice before then. And then we'll start our Ganesha chanting 30 days. It's called the 30-day chanting, community chanting. Check it out on Pillai Center. And I'm sure that Radha has posted the link above where you can find out more about that. And then also how to participate in Lord Ganesha's birthday celebration that will be done on your behalf, because we can't go to India. And even if you are in India, you can't get to those temples. So check it out and participate as you are able to. Adya Amavasya, the new moon of the ancestors, is coming up as well. So we want you to make sure that you read about that and honor the ancestors, as we mentioned in the different ways throughout today's call. So, and then the goddesses, you can check out, this is the month of Adi, which is the month of the goddesses. So getting a lot of blessings to create a new reality. We all think we can do it, but we really need to feel the energy to cook it up into materialize those kinds of things in our life, fulfill our heart's desires. So I'm just going to check the chat here. Sujata is saying, thank you, Sujata, for a wonderful Ganesha meditation. Well, you're very welcome. This is Dr. Pillai's Grace and Blessings. I'm just here to facilitate the whole process. So thanks so much. Good to hear that you did enjoy, and we love to hear from others as well. Umberto, yes, we are going to be doing a coaching session. It's been kind of busy, and I always know that whenever we do get together for a coaching session, whether it's you or anyone else, it's always at the perfect time. So we will definitely get together. We have Sue saying blessings from Minnesota. Hey, great, Sue. And someone has asked, can you lie down to meditate or chant? Absolutely. And if you pass out, if you go to sleep, even if you listen to the chanting, Dr. Pillai's YouTubes, or if you're in different courses, you can get audio downloads and then you play them on a loop, and all throughout the whole night while you're sleeping, it just gets through you. You don't have anything to block it because you're in an altered state, and it is getting to the soul. So the soul doesn't ever sleep. It's always awake, and it's always ready to receive the blessings. If you can stay up, then that's a really fabulous thing to do too. Great. So Radha has posted here, Pillai Center practice. Month of Ganesha community chanting starts August 8th, and there's the link. Naga Chaturthi is coming up too. I think that's going to be the next week, so I'll talk about that next Saturday. Michaeline, hello, good morning. Beautiful meditation. Absolutely. Yeah. I felt Ganesha really coming in gently, but also forcefully. So you can see that we really need to build on this energy. If you take it all in at once, it's like an elephant sits on your head or on your chest, and you're going, oh my God, is there an elephant in me? Yes. So that energy can be drip fed into us. Cheryl is saying, thank you for Sutrita Babaji. I felt downward pressure on my shoulders, unsure what that means. Yeah. So when we're getting kind of like a download. So we're aligning with the divine, and what's coming in is this, it's kind of like a liquid or a pressure or a tingling or prickly sensation, or it feels really heavy. So if it's coming in, and especially the shoulder and the neck area, that's where all the karma gets stuck. So you can feel that sitting there kind of, digging away at it, just diffusing it or making it to be dissipated. So the pressure can be that it's pushing away that stubborn karma. The weight of the world is on our shoulders, right? And it makes us to feel like we're being weighed down. So it can feel like the pressure is meeting the spiritual energy. So it's crushing it. That's a good sign. Yes, Umberto is saying here, I'll just keep checking. I really love this spiritual journey. It is. You fall in love with yourself, really, because it's what we've been longing for. We've been kind of trying things out, seeking, and never yet finding. And then we realize, oh my goodness, it's within us. So you can go to power spots, you can go to temples or churches or mosques or any spiritual building, and you can get those spiritual teachings. But until you integrate it into your everyday life, you haven't really, you've made it to be a separate thing until you make it to be a united, or yoga means to unite with all of it. Yes, you get energized in those places, but then to be able to integrate that in your everyday life is the name of the game. So great to hear that you're on a spiritual journey. And it is. It's like, wow, what's going to happen next? Who am I going to be now? So thanks. Faraz is saying, glory to Dr. Pillai. The throbbing on the third eye during gum was so powerful today. Thank you so much. You treated lots of gratitude. Thank you, Radha and Fly Center team. You're so welcome, Faraz. I miss you. We're going to see each other again in one of the courses. Mavis is saying, many thanks. Bliss and energized. Yay. Shiri is saying here, thank you so much. Beautiful meditation. Thank you, PowerTime practice. Jane is saying, Sue is saying, I started last year with Ganesha's birthday. Whoa, so we're coming around. So it's 1 year with Babaji. My life has changed in so many wonderful ways. That's from Sue. Congratulations, Sue. And that's how we can measure it. So these birthdays or these celebrations can be when the divine pinged us and all of a sudden we landed here and we've met our spiritual community, and then we start to play with the practices. And really it is play, because if we get too serious on a spiritual path, we can get too stuck into that mode of, are we doing it right? Am I doing it wrong? Am I good? Am I not so good? Am I gonna, get it? Am I not gonna? So we kind of get into this intellectual regurgitation of who, what, where, when, why, and how's it going. And so being with Dr. Pillai, he just says, hey, the door swings both ways. So if you leave, come back. If you come back, you can leave. You just keep going. Just like in life, when things don't go your way, you just keep getting up off the bed and get going. Pillai Center Practice, Radha has posted here, it's the last day to donate to Tripura Foundation Shoes of Hope campaign in honor of Dr. Pillai Guru Purnima. So please check out that link, even if you have a small amount and you give wholeheartedly, and it's done during this time where it is Guru's grace has culminated, then it will explode in your life in ways you can't even imagine, because you have helped someone who has no hope. And we all know what that would feel like if we didn't have shoes to wear in the hottest climate ever that you can imagine being in. So, and then just imagine in the coldest climate. Shoes are such an important thing for everyone to have here in the modern world. So check that out. And if you can participate, even a small amount will help someone in need. And you don't know that, and that's even better. You don't know that person, and yet they know that you're a good soul, and you help them to come out of really hard times and hardships that you can't imagine. So thanks, Radha, for posting that. Let's see what else people are saying here. For sure, Faraz is saying, oh, miss learning from you. We'll see you on the next course soon. Yes, definitely, Faraz. Sherry is saying here, if we do a bath massage physically, does it help with the karma or not? Absolutely. You can I do this, go into those float tanks. They have these places here in Toronto, Canada. And it's a center, and you go into this building, you go into this place, and it has you submerge yourself in this tank, this closed in tank, and it's got salt water, like the Dead Sea salts. You're floating on top of it. It has so much salt in it. And that is also a good detoxifier. So, and it's, it wipes out all the sensory input, because it's dark, it's closed, and you're floating on the salt. And so you feel like you're in this womb like place, and you all the senses are shut down, and there's beautiful music that's being played, and so I go in there, and I also go and get a massage, maybe like once a month or once every 6 weeks. That's really helpful. And I've found this new thing. It's called the ozone sweat box or something. So you go in and they close this box up to this your neck. So just your head is there, and then you're getting this ozone treatment, and you're sweating and sweating. It's like 45 degrees Celsius. and it's just pretty intense for about a half an hour. So anything you can do, I'm not saying that anybody has to do those things, but that's what I love doing. It feels like it's all the toxins that I've taken in, and it's not just toxins from the environment or the food that we eat. It's all the energy that we are interfacing with, especially during COVID, when everyone is talking about people dying and people suffering and a lockdown and misery, and it's just overload, and it's being pumped in through the media, social media, internet, YouTube. So it's just, you get so weighed down by the conversation, that it is, you need to, well, I do, and a lot of people who are spiritually inclined, they know that they can't carry this energy, and then they go and do things like getting massage or detoxing in some way. And if you can't afford to do those, do it at home. Fill up a bucket of warm water, put like a third cup of some sea salt or Himalayan salts. Even if you have table salt, that will do it. But try and do the sea salt or Himalayan salt, pink Himalayan salt, different kinds. And then you just soak your feet in it. It just can be this deep, just to go to your ankles. And then you can be chanting a mantra or listening to a meditation, that you would have to do anyways. And you can't run away and answer the phone because your feet are in the bucket. So try that out, and you'll feel this like draining of all this negativity. And sometimes the water discolors. It's not because your feet are dirty, but you're just like, whoa, it's a detox. So people, they try out, if you're into herbs or into the essential oils, some people know concoctions. So go Google it, see what resonates with you, and do some sort of detox that way. You can also do your own bath, do a salt bath, or you can, do cleansing, like a lemon and honey cleanse. You can go online. They have the lemon and water and I think it's cayenne pepper, but that's a good, if you go and find out what you can drink as a cleanse and then eat lightly, it's a really good time to do that. So yeah, Sherry, I extended on to the bath massage, to all those other things. And that helps us too to integrate Guru's grace, because we're so full of stuff and it's swirling around and we can't seem to shake it off, in order to let all the good energy in. So do that on a regular basis. And as I mentioned last week, it's a siddha practice. The siddhas say if you shower 5 times a day, you'll get tremendous cleansing and spiritual blessings. So you can try that out. Maybe try it for one day and then build on it. I remember I was doing it for years and years. And then I just do it. Now I have 3 a day. So it seems to sustain me, although I could probably stick a couple in there lately because there's been a lot of, whoa, where did that energy come from? So you can start to monitor yourself in a way that is going to be your own self-study, your own self-experiment. When am I off? Why is it that I went to the grocery store yesterday and I was all jazzed and I'm happy and everything is good, and then I ran to pick something up that I got to pick up some lemons or limes or coconuts. It's always on the list, or flowers. Then you come back and you feel like, ugh, I feel so yucky. So, like we mentioned last week, you take a lemon and you can roll it around. So watch that video from last week, last PowerTime practice, which would have been 7 days ago. So what is that, the 24th or something? And it's on a Saturday. So whatever last Saturday was for you in Eastern Daylight Savings Time converted to your place, then you can, I was unplugged totally. I was just laid back and we had a good time. But there were a lot of practice tips and how to integrate all these really powerful energies And that's what we want to do, is we want to keep you steady and focused and motivated and, not discouraged at all. It's just like, okay, whoa, what do I do now? So lemons and limes and coconuts were talked about, and how that can help you to cleanse as well. Okay, so I think Adi Amavasya's link is up there. Rod has posted it. Elizabeth is saying, thank you for sharing something so personal, beautiful, Suchita. Yeah, it was something that was disturbing my mind, my body, my soul, my heart was aching, because I thought, what lifetime is it going to take for this to get resolved? And not just for myself. It couldn't just be for myself, because that's just like, that's like a miracle, whatever, one off. But to have the whole family, what? That is incredible. So we're well on our way. And it's for real. It's not something that is unattainable. And I want to encourage everyone. And please, please, please do not ever, ever give up. Even when Dr. Pillai told me years ago, said, you're not in this lifetime. And I was like so angry and upset in a righteous way. Like, no, what? You can't say no to me. And I was like, oh my God, I just said no to my master. But he was playing with me. He was saying, how motivated are you? Even if the highest of the highest says no, what are you going to do? You're going to go with what is the Dharma and push the envelope. So yes, the universe, you can push, the universe is going to push back, but then you, as Dr. Pillai says, you're God. So how will we know if we are? We don't want to have one-off miracles. We want what we want, because God or goddess is inside of us. It's our nature. It's our highest intelligence. It's our soul that says, hey, you're here to realize that. Not so that you can get on a bandwagon and, I don't know, whatever they do, but just to be that in your life where it's, oh, wow, this is what it is to be open to the possibility that the divine is coming and showing you every step of the way and goes beyond what you could ever imagine. That's God realization, because I'm not doing it for sure. And it's so, it's like someone was saying, it's such a wonderful journey to be on with Dr. Pillai, because that's what a guru does, a master does. They get out of the way. They just say, here's the light, here's the intelligence, go do your life. So once they light up the path, then you just go and do your life. Get all that intelligence into your life and don't ever give up. Okay, so I think I've commented on all the shares. Michaeline is saying, so beautiful. I wish I could have it here. And you will. I know you will, Michaeline. So, and it seems impossible. And so good. It's impossible for us on a small little ego level that says, oh, I'm trying this, I'm trying that, and nothing is working. You go to your higher path, you go to the highest intelligence, and you keep sticking with that. And then all the things get shifted that you could never even coordinate, not in a million years. So yes, you will have it, Michaeline. I have full faith in you. Sue is saying, when you roll limes because you feel off, what do you chant? You can chant Tirne Lakantam. You can chant Brazi. That's a good sound for getting rid of karma. You can chant any mantra that you feel compelled to gum Ganesha. His birthday is coming up, so you can use the lime, the lemon, the coconut to absorb the karma. And using his name like we did today, whoa, there was such strength in numbers here. So thanks everybody for creating that space, co-creating the space. But it's that vibration. It's kind of like your Ganesha's inside is, so he's vibrating out and saying, hey, grab that lemon or lime. And then this will be your pineal gland. And it's going to absorb all the negativity while he's getting in. And so whenever we use a lemon, a lime, or a coconut, we ask it to be the god. So in this case, it can be Ganesha. And then imagine him in your third eye. And then you are taking this and rolling around your eyes, your nose, your mouth, all the holes in your head. And then in your chakra system and on your shoulders, on your neck, on your brain, even down body parts that you have maybe you broke your arm or your hand or something. And then you'll feel this kind of like it's sucking this congested negative energy. It's getting sucked into the surrogate technology, the lemon, the lime, the coconut, or even pumpkin if you have that. It's not in season yet, so it will be. And it's interesting because it comes into season when it's Ganesha's birthday. Things that make you go, coincidence? So when you do that, then you're absorbing a lot of negativity. But we're going to talk about that as we get into Ganesha's birthday and the community chanting. So come to those community calls because you're going to learn a lot. We have so much to share, all the different teachers and all the experiences that we've had over the years with Dr. Pillai or on different paths. And here we are now, and it's so fabulous. And then all that energy gets exchanged and we all feel it. We're all swimming around it. So every day we're able to grow with this consciousness and then see the obstacles getting removed in our lives and then sharing it every night. So that's kind of fun. Elizabeth is saying, when we're chanting gum tonight, focusing on the third eye, and knocked out and woke up a little later. This happens quite a bit during these group gatherings. And that's what happens. There's a tremendous amount of energy coming in that you're not used to. And it is inside of you already, but you got to rev up to it. That's why we're going to work our way. We're going to work our way up or out. It's an expansive energy. It's speed. And when we have speed and energy, what are we doing? We're compressing time. We don't have to wait because things can happen like that. So, so that's sometimes people say, geez, I feel so bad. I fell asleep when Dr. Pillai gave the initiation. It's okay. You needed to go into like a spiritual anesthetic state. So you had your spiritual anesthesia and then you went out. But then the energy got in you. So Elizabeth, when you feel like you've passed out or anyone else and you're coming to, notice what you feel like now and keep a journal, everyone, especially for Ganesha. It's the start of a bunch of spiritual ceremonies, power times that are coming up, one right after the other in these coming months. So Ganesha's removing the door. All these gods and goddesses are coming in. And there's this battle going on in the cosmos as well as on the earth plane and inside of ourselves because we're all part of all of it. And a lot of people get really disturbed during these months of the year. But if you know, hey, this is what's going on, and then I'm going to have the blessings of all these divine beings. I just have to know how to call on them. So you might feel like a bit out of sorts because it's tremendous energy that's happening and you're tapping into it. It's then after some time, you can get, you calibrate with it. So you can be in alignment with it. But then having said that, many of us who have been on the spiritual path with Dr. Pillai, as you expand beyond your physical boundaries, this body, and also your thinking mind, and you can just feel like, oh my God, where did I go? What did I do? How long was I gone? And Dr. Pillai will say, so that was a 2-minute meditation. You go, what? That felt like an hour or a day. So time becomes timeless. You don't have any sense of it. Duration. And so you can feel like you totally gapped out. And that's what it is. Getting into the gap is getting into a state where there's no mind, there's nothing stopping you, you're timeless, and so much intelligence can be coming in, and you have integrated it, zing, like that. So hope that expands on your comment there, Elizabeth, where, yeah, if you pass out, good. Just note to self. So journal, everybody. Start journaling. And it doesn't have to be, oh, I got to go buy a book and a journal. But if you do, writing, it tells the brain what to do. There's something very special about it. You can Google it. The hand-brain connection, writing your thoughts on a piece of paper or whatever it is that you're writing on. So you can do that. You can type it. You can, scribble, jot down a few words that don't really mean anything, but you're just letting it out. And then you can look at it, and you'll start to go, oh, wow, that totally makes sense. But before, when you're writing, it didn't make any sense. That's how the spiritual realm is. It doesn't make sense. It makes dollars. So you're welcome, Elizabeth. All right. So CDW is saying, thank you for reminding us never give up. It's hard, but we're blessed. So we're blessed anyways. We're blessed to be alive. So we only sort of think about that when we could possibly die. And when then we start to think, oh my goodness, what is this life all about? And what are the blessings in my life, or what are the good things in life? If you can't quite get to blessings, then you start to think, well, what is the purpose and all the rest? And even if you're not going to die, you still can be asking that. But we kind of asking it when we're really pressed, for breath, if you will, or we're so down in the dumps, we're so depressed, we can't even breathe any goodness. So it's something that the blessing is always there, and we have to honor that blessing. And we don't have to do anything. And we're not saying that you should do anything. Just try it out. You're your own experiment. You're your own way of being. So teachers can only guide you, and then you got to do your life. Somebody can say, oh, you should do this, you should do that, but you're the one who has to do it, not them. So that's what I have seen here. My life has changed in wonderful ways. Wonderful. Great. All right. So let's wrap it up. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. And it's a smaller class tonight because we know that the follow-up Guru Purnima courses are going on, calls are going on, and maybe people got filled up with that, and that was good. So, but thanks for everyone for joining, and also Radha for posting the links so that everybody can scroll up and see what they need to do next. We'll see you next week, and happy Adi Amavasya and the new moon for the ancestors. Try out the Tarpanam. Please, everybody, if you want to know how to integrate Guru's grace, we went on and on about it last week. So watch that recording, and also get ready for Ganesha, 30 days of chanting. So clear that 9:30 time slot for about an hour. And even if you're at work, some people are saying I'm at work for all these chanting calls, and they just gear their work life so that their break is for at that period of time, and they're tuned in. Even if they're not tuning in fully, it is going on, and all the energy and all the blessings are coming through. So Radha Hamani is saying here, I joined late. I was not notified. Can I chant Gum loudly? Yes, you can chant Gum loudly. You can chant it internally, meaning silently. You can listen to it. You can pass out with it. You can say it. You can sing it. You can dance with it. You can do a combination. You can be saying it out loud. Sometimes Dr. Pillai says, yell it at the top of your lungs, so that you hear your voice drowning out all the silly thoughts that we have, and then feeling that vibration that you created, So you tuned in to this divine being. You called on the name, And then boom, you're in alignment. And then you want to feel what that feels like. And sometimes you might then lower your voice level, then it comes to a whisper, then it comes to like maybe you're singing a lullaby even, or maybe you're whispering so quietly that you don't even know. Then you're just saying it to yourself, right? So it can be that you go from a more gross level of speaking it out loud to a subtler, quieter. Then it's no, you're saying it in your thought to yourself. So gum is a thought. And then you go even deeper into a vibration, such as you can't even think, what am I saying again? So you get lost in the vibration, lost in the energy. And then you're in this gap of, whoa, timelessness. You don't know where you were, but you were with gum. You were with Ganesha. You're very welcome, Radha, and anyone else. So play with it. When you come to the Ganesha, the 30 days of chanting, the community chanting of Ganesha with a mantra that Dr. Pillai has asked us all to do. So he's telling us this is the thing that you got to do. So you don't have to think about it. This is what you got to do. And that's how he can guide you to experience success from Ganesha's blessings. So with that, we'll wrap it up. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. We will see you when we see you next. Have an amazing rest of your weekend and week ahead. Be safe, be happy, and we'll see you when we see you next. Namaste.